Alright folks, welcome back to Bright Times. Today we have just left Mina. Now, I can't show you Mina, it was a disaster almost. I did manage to land the F-16 there and I did manage to take off, but my time there was, yeah, it was a bit of a horror show and I don't think it's worth putting on YouTube. Especially how I didn't break the plane. But anyway, I didn't and we're off again now and we're heading out back to, well, we're trying to get back to Groom Lake, to be honest with you. As you see, I've just dropped off all of the stuff I was carrying because I am really, really low on fuel, like £700 of fuel. See on the map, just showed you there, that showed you just how far I am from Groom Lake. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to run it through, look, as I'm flying it. Yeah, and I know in real life this scenario would never happen, but it's happening right now for me flying the plane. And so I thought to myself, I'm going to get as high as I possibly can, put the engines on idle, and then hopefully take a low, shallow dive. And by the time you know, I get down to what, 2,000–3,000 feet, I'll probably be near Groom Lake or something. Yeah. So let's see what happens. As you can see now, I am really getting some height. I'm going to get up to about 36,000 feet, and then just going to put it into just a low dive, very shallow dive, and yeah, I'm going to see where how it takes us. All right. You can see the fuel gauge there. It looks terrible, but I do have a plan B up my sleeve. Alright, let's have the map again, and it looks like it's a very long way to Groom Lake and a very long way to Creech. But we're going to go past Talopa and Talopa Test Range, and I'm going to have a good think about maybe just landing at Talopa Test Range if I can. It's a beautiful day here. Master caution switch is going off all the time. Look at the fuel. That's pretty low, man. Yeah, so I do get it. This sort of stuff would never happen in the real world. I'm sure there are pilots who've been stuck up there with fuel, thinking, oh, what am I going to do now? Hopefully you're going to find yourself an airfield to land on, because that's what you want to do. Because you don't want to lose the plane. But I think what happens here is I've really badly misjudged the amount of fuel I had left, and I really misjudged how far the distances are on this map. You can see I'm on idle. Oh, she's such a beautiful plane, isn't she? Yeah, I'm not very happy with the recording quality of this one. Lots of little squares around which are bugging me a bit. I've been messing about with reshader. I don't think, yeah, it's not doing too good really. The colour's great. Look at those blues, they're fantastic. Just have a quick look around really. So what I kind of decided I'm going to do, I am going to cut my losses and I'm going to head towards Tanopa Test Range. It's a bigger runway and it's a proper Air Force base, so there'll be all the facilities there. If you had your F-16 and you were in this position, look at the map here, 25,000 feet. I'm not going to glide it anywhere near Groom Lake, I don't think, even if I tried. And then I'd be stuck outside Groom Lake with literally no fuel. So it's probably not going to happen. So I'll tell you what we'll do, I'm going to turn tail, go check out the map, and I'm going to have a good look at where Tanopa is, and I think it's probably time to head in and do a big loop on the outside, get ready for landing, and then come into Tanopa and yeah, settle it down. and watch my landings, which are getting better. Alright, they are getting better. Right, so Tonopah it is then. Now, did you know that Tonopah Test Range, TTR, is also designated as Area 52? So it's a partner to Area 51. It's highly classified, restricted military installation of the United States Department of Defense. Well, it's actually now the Department of War, right? Anyway, it's in Tonopah, Nevada, as the name suggests. It's also part of the northern fringe of the Nellis Range. And yeah, it's 70 miles northwest of Groom Lake, which is Area 51. Now, like Groom Lake, Tonopah is a site of interest to conspiracy theorists, etc. But it's used mostly for experimental and classified aircraft, such as it is not generally a focus of alien enthusiasts like its neighbour, but it's currently used for nuclear weapons stockpile, reliability testing, research and development of fusing and firing systems, and also testing of nuclear weapons delivery system. The airspace is obviously restricted, and that's why I'm flying over it today. So here we are coming into land, pulling a left and lining ourselves up for the runway. It'll be gear down, air brakes on, and then line myself up for the runway. Let's just enjoy this one. Now, because I'm lighter, I can land a bit slower. So what I'm trying to do, and one of my practice sessions recently, is trying to fly the F-16 at as low a speed as possible, and just get used to it. When you're flying it fast, it's real easy, but when you're flying it slow, it's really hard. Here we go. Keeping it lined up. Honestly, I've watched so many videos about how to land it. And this bit is always the bit I struggle on, the kind of ground rush effect. But I'm doing alright here. That's it, bring the nose up a little bit. That's it, beautiful. I think I got one wheel down first, but now I'm down and I can start hitting the brakes. Slow me down. Trying to keep myself straight. I'm sure I can overheat the brakes very easily if I overdo it. Now that wasn't a bad landing, right? So come on, I think I'll need a little bit of a couple of likes for that one. Going to pull off, and I'm going to find out where I'm going to put up the aircraft for the night. Fuel it up, and then get it back on in the air for a trip back to Creech. As you can see, it looks massive, Tonopah. Doesn't look very busy at the moment, but I think that's one of the things about DCS airports. They never seem to be very busy when you land at them. So look, I'm not going to get too mad into this one. Thanks for joining me today. And yeah, no, look, I know this sort of stuff wouldn't happen in real life, but we managed to survive. The aircraft survives. Going to pull it in here, turn it off. Let's have a good look at it from the outside, because even after 50 odd years, you know what? This is such a beautiful aircraft. I love it. It's still got that wonderful aggressive look about it. Yeah, it's brilliant, isn't it? Alright folks, until the next time, thanks for hanging out. I'll be back.